Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining. So today we are going to talk about emotions. And the problem that when we begin to talk and discuss our emotions, it's so easy to become emotional. So let's start with grounding ourselves. When we become emotional, we go into this emotional space and we disconnect. So it's important to know how to bring yourself back. We are like this. Hello, everybody. I'm Prince Rama from Thailand. So we are physical, just like a puppet. And yet, even though we have this physical self, we have skin, bones, heavy bones, inner organs, and yet all of this can move. We have a force inside of us which can move us. So we live in a flow of our emotions. We live in a flow of our thoughts, of our ideas. But we all have a body. So it's our constant. And to connect, okay, bye-bye, Prince Rama. And to connect to ourselves, we have to go back to the body. So let's take a deep breath and exhale. See, what's so interesting about our breath, that even though it's also real and physical, but it's a moving part of us. We take something from the outside and then we exhale something to the outside. So let's take another deep breath to the full capacity of lungs and then exhale. And just notice the shift. I often use this tool. So often when people are stressed, it's difficult for them to take a deep inhale. And we have a tendency to just breathe like this. So this is a tool to help you pace your inhale, full breath, and then exhale and pause. And then again, inhale, pause, exhale. Inhale, hold it, and exhale. And just notice that you become more aware of your body. Next common thing, that even though we all are different and our emotions are very, very different, but we all live on the planet Earth. And no matter how emotional we are, we are still on the planet Earth. So if you can, we are going to do a lot of activities. So if you can, do them. If you are driving or you do something, just skip them and do them afterwards. So if you can, place your feet on the floor or imagine doing this. And just notice the feeling. Bring your full attention to your feet. And then inhale from the earth into your feet. And exhale from your feet into the earth. Now inhale into your lungs, full breath. And exhale all the way into your feet, into the earth. Then inhale from the earth all the way into your lung. And exhale up into your brain. And then just imagine moving your consciousness from your brain down into the earth, and now you are grounded. Also, if you begin to feel like you become more emotional, you can do this. This is a simple tool. Very gently rub your palms together, like this. And as you breathe and do it, you will notice. You can also do this. So we live in a very interesting time now. Things change very fast. Just like a whiplash. Every day, something is new. And the body does not like it. The body needs to know that tomorrow is going to be okay. The body needs to have this peace, comfort. And so often, because we are so intelligent and because we want to be involved and because a lot of us, people I know, we are global. We want to be involved into more than just our lives. And when the outside feels very unsafe, very unstable, it changes all the time, you need to know how to take care of your emotions. You need to know how to be intelligent. So what is emotional intelligence? You see, it seems like those two words just don't go together. Because, and unless you want to ask questions, I will ask you to mute. Yes. So please mute, and if you need to ask question, you can unmute. Thank you. Welcome. So what is emotional intelligence? Have you ever done something very stupid? I did. I had many stupid decisions, stupid choices. And if you look back and you ask yourself, what happened? You are intelligent. So how come you made this, well, stupid choice? And most of the time, it's emotions. When we become emotional, they override our intelligence. They take us for a ride. So usually when we are emotional, we are not intelligent. And when we are rational, when we are intelligent, usually we are not emotional. So those two things usually just don't talk to each other. The goal is to bring our intelligence into our emotions, merge them together. How we can do this? I don't know about you, but when I was a child, I learned a lot about emotions. I learned not to laugh too loudly because it's impolite. If you are angry, you still need to be calm. You need to be polite. If you're afraid, you have to push yourself through it. If you are sad, cheer up. And working with clients for almost a decade, talking to the unconscious, learning how people think when they are emotional. I learned that a lot of people, women especially, they only learn to suppress the emotions, to repress them, to put on a mask, to pretend. But very rarely we learn what to do with the internal experience of our emotions. So, what is intelligence? What is emotional intelligence? I have a simple way to explain it. Imagine you're walking through a garden and all of a sudden you stepped on a rake and it hits you in the face. Ouch! You did not know there was a rake in your path and you stepped on it and if you, after this, pick up the rake and put it away, and next time you are more careful, you know, oh, last time I stepped on a rake. Watch, be more careful. Then it's intelligence. But if you keep stepping on the same rake over and over and over again, and every time it hits you in the face and you blame other people like why they left the rake, this is a lack of intelligence. So to develop our intelligence, first, it's important to have knowledge. With the rake, you know, it's a good tool. It's not evil. But you know that because of the structure, if you step on it, it's going to hit you. You can see the consequences. You can see how stepping on it causes you pain. And next, you have to be able to apply this knowledge. Knowledge alone is not enough, but being able to apply this knowledge, to use it. So if you can put in a chat, which emotion do you think is more difficult to control? So who has any ideas? Let's hear from you. You can either speak or put it in a chat. What emotion is most difficult to control?
For me, I think it's fear, anxiety right now. I mean, at different time of my life, it's been different thing, but for me, it's worry, anxiety, dread.
Yes. Yes. Fear is very difficult to control because fear is here to get your attention, to tell you you are in danger. What else? Who else has any ideas? Which emotion? Sadness, yes. Anger, yes. Oh, yes, anger is. And so overwhelmed, yes.
Yes, overwhelm is mine. I just get kind of frozen with overwhelm.
Yeah, overwhelmed and getting frozen. Yes, all of it is correct. But here is the secret. Any emotion is difficult and even impossible to control. But some emotions which we believe that we should be able to control, which we learn we should not have, which we learned to ignore until they become too big. You see, you can think of emotions as little demons. And when they are small, you can still control them. You can put them in a cage, or you can say, hey, go away, or feed them, or tame them. So little emotions, easier to control. But any emotion that you want to suppress, to not have, which you think you should be able to control, like why I cannot control my anger, why I want to be love and light, I don't want to be angry. They grow. Think of suppressing, repressing. You are pressing them, and you are pressing them, and you're pressing them, and they become dense and very, very strong. And eventually they either explode and you are out of control, or it takes you such enormous energy to still suppressing them that all your energy is going into this, and you're overwhelmed because you don't have energy for anything else. You are fighting your emotions. Or they implode on the inside. they start going into tissues. They turn into illnesses. So why? Why we even have our emotions? Would it be better if we just did not have any emotions? So if you can, let's take a deep breath. And if you can, again, don't do it if you're driving. So take a deep breath and close your eyes. And imagine yourself in a beautiful place. I love being in the forest. I love walking through the forest. And I feel so peaceful, so free in the forest. This is my comfort place. And maybe you love looking at the ocean. Or maybe you love walking somewhere in the mountains. Or maybe cuddling on a couch with your cat and a good book. So just be there in your place where you feel comfortable. And just be there 100%. See what you see. Hear what you hear. Use memories to remember what it's like to see, hear, feel what it's like to be in this place. And then take a deep breath and you can open your eyes. And the question is, how do you know that it's a good place? How do you know this? How do you know that it's a place where you can relax? Well, the answer is because you feel. Your emotions are here to tell you. The first reason we have our emotions is to communicate to us. Are you safe or are you not safe? And from this, we know what to do, how to act. Now imagine yourself being a little creature in the prehistoric times, maybe a little mouse. And you have no phones, you have no internet, you have no news. And yet you need to know if you are safe. We know why it's important to know if you are unsafe. We know that it's important to know if there is any danger, right? We understand it. But one thing that a lot of people just don't think about is that to our body, it's very, very important to know when you are safe. Because you see, when you are safe, you can relax. When you are safe, you can enjoy your meal, and then you can digest it. And maybe you can even play. Maybe you can make love. Maybe you can take a nap. Maybe you can build a nest. You see how many activities require you to be safe. And most importantly, your body only can spare energy to heal and regenerate if you are safe. Because if you are not safe, that's no time to heal, that's no time to regenerate. This is luxury. You have to escape. So our body needs this feeling of being safe. And so interesting. Just imagine for a moment how unsafe it was to be a little creature, a little animal in the prehistoric times, when at any moment a predator could pounce on you and devour you. And comparing to this, how safe we are. Just, it blows my mind that we are supposed to feel safe, right? And yet, because we have social media, because we have news, because we can think, because we can imagine the future, because we are so intelligent and we want to know, am I going to be okay tomorrow? Are my children going to be okay? We want to know the future. And paradoxically, it leads to worrying. It leads to living in constant fear because of our brain. Our brain is so wonderful and amazing, but we use it often not very intelligently. So first, it's very important when everything changes so fast and fear is so powerful. It's very important to create safe space. Your home can be a space which you can decorate, which you can unclutter, it's very important, which you can turn into this comfort place. You can also intentionally create experiences which will allow you to relax. You can also imagine being in a place where you can relax. This is so important. You can read books which are uplifting. So, whatever you do, the first thing that's very important is to ask yourself, during the day, a typical day, what is the percentage of time where my neurology, my body feels safe? And next question to ask, if I did not know anything, if I had no internet, if I only could see what I see, just a little creature, only can see like this, am I safe? If not, get out of there. But if you are in your home and you are safe, to protect your body, to ensure that you take care of your physical self so you could heal, it's important to learn how to create a safe space. And because of this, every time I have a client, we always start with this. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and imagine being in a beautiful place. There is a reason for this. We want to reset. We want to bring ourselves back to this neutral state. Problem with fear. Fear is very important. There is no bad emotions, no wrong emotions. They all are very important. But every emotion is chemistry. If you ever been very drunk, and maybe you had an idea, maybe you were very young and said, maybe I will drive, maybe I'm okay to drive. And then, oops, oh, no, I cannot drive. So every emotion is like this. It's chemistry in your body, and it influences how you breathe, how you think. So fear makes you feel small. Because if you are a small creature in the forest and there is a predator, you want to be small. Fear takes away your voice. I used to be very afraid to speak to people. I had this bad stutter, and speaking was very difficult. I had to push my voice out. So fear will take away your voice. Breathing becomes restricted because when you are in fear, when there is a predator, you don't want to breathe much. You want to be invisible and hope that you are not noticed. But if you imagine living like this, with your body shrinking, your breathing influenced, fear also affects our digestive tract. Because if you want to escape, it's a good idea to poop and pee. So you release all this extra weight. So you may start feeling digestive issues. So very, very important. Another thing, fear leads to anger. Because we evolved with this need to survive. And every emotion is a memory living in our body. You are a product of billions of years. Every creature that had to survive gave you this knowledge, and it lives now in your body. Every ancestor that you had gave you this knowledge. So now you don't have to think, you just respond. And because if you are in a corner and you cannot escape, your best choice is to fight and try to scare the predator. Or if you have your babies, and at first you are afraid, but then you have to defend them. Fear and anger are very close together, very easy. Why it's so important? Let's talk about anger. I met a lot of people, spiritual, beautiful, who would say, I never get angry. I don't like being angry. And it's impossible because we have it in us. And so often, if we don't want to feel an emotion, we disconnect from it. And it's just like, again, think about the rake. If you ignore it, if you pretend it's not there, you're going to step on it, right? So fear brings energy, not fear, anger. So anger, think of being angry. Or think of looking at people who are very angry, right? Energy goes up. So you can see the chest open, puffed up, like, oh. Your fists are clenched, your jaws are tight, because if you fight, you don't want to dislocate jaw, so you have tension here, frown, because the eyes need to be covered, and you glare. The voice becomes loud. This is not a bad emotion. But this is emotion which wants action. If fear tells you to be quiet and not to breathe much, anger wants to act. This is powerful energy, and some very spiritual people, they are born with powerful anger energy. And this is chemistry. The problem is you don't think. You don't think. And if you imagine your mind as a space, the universe, and on one end is fear and anger. On another end is love, compassion, kindness. They are so far, so far. So when people are angry, they are not in love, they are not kind. And because of this, manipulation of fear, creating the enemy, and then moving this fear into anger, creates the mob that is willing to kill, is willing to cause pain, because they are not compassionate, they're not kind. So when you understand it, when your energy starts going up, when your eyes start glaring, and you want to speak louder, just believe me, this is anger, no matter how you call it. This is the energy of anger. And when you become more aware of it, then you can learn to notice, what is the first thing I feel when I'm angry? Is it this? Is it this? Or this? Or this? What is the first thing? So just take a moment and go back and just briefly think of a moment when you feel this anger. And then imagine going back before you started becoming aware of it. And ask yourself first, what is it that triggered it? What is my trigger? And is it in the immediate space, or is it in thoughts, words, posts? And what is the first feeling in my body that I feel? The more you become aware, it's very important not to judge. So if you learn to just breathe and bring yourself back down your timeline before you started feeling angry. You see, by the time you are aware that you are angry, the chemistry is in your body. It's too late. You have the chemistry. It's just like getting some drink and then saying, I will try to be okay. It's too late. The chemistry is there. But when you learn to be aware of it, first you start distinguishing. Is it actual attack? Am I under actual attack? Is this a predator or an enemy right here attacking me? If not, where is it? And if it's in this space of ideas, then ask yourself, do I want to go there? The earlier you notice, the more control you have, the little demon. When you understand that fear wants you to withdraw and be small, but anger wants you to be physically active. Anger needs this action so you could burn chemicals. So what is the action? What is the physical action that you can do to move anger through your body? I clean. When I'm angry, I start decluttering, throwing things out, rearranging furniture. Or you can do very active shaking with your body, just like dogs. Dogs just do this. Ooh. Shake, breathe, scream, release. Every emotion needs to move through your body, it needs to be released. You cannot hold it in your body. If you're holding it, it becomes rotten. It becomes dangerous. So every emotion has to be moved. Sad. Think about being sad. Sad is a heavy emotion, collapses your body, collapses your lungs. It's a very important emotion. It allows you to withdraw from whatever activities you have, whatever interactions you have, and heal. If you are in grief, you need to give yourself time to heal. So when you are sad, breathing is very important. Crying is very important. So breathing, crying, rocking helps you process. Let's take a deep breath. And just think in your life, what emotion you don't want to feel, you don't like it, and yet you struggle with letting it go. And the reason we struggle is that the more we try to hold on, the more we try to block our emotions, the more we are holding them on the inside. Our emotions are energy in motion. They have to move. They are alive. They're just like live creatures. So take another deep breath and close your eyes. And imagine gently floating up. And if you cannot imagine it, just imagine that you imagine it. And imagine floating up from your body. And floating up until you end up among the clouds. And everything that's going on is far, far below. And breathe in white light. Inhale white light. Exhale white light. Just move white light through your body. Imagine you are inhaling white energy of the clouds. Exhaling all the stresses. And then look down on the earth with everything which is going on from far, far away. And then ask yourself what your body needs from you. If you could help your body to deal with whatever difficulties, whatever uncertainty you have, if you were a loving, caring, gentle host to your body, a caretaker of your body, if you would care about your physical body the way you would care about your pets, your garden, your home, what your body needs right now. If you could help your body become more resilient and heal, what emotion do you need right now? And then take a deep breath and go back into your seat. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your body and gently tap your chest as you breathe. Then cross and keep tapping and keep breathing. You are here, you are alive, you are breathing. Now, think of an activity that you love doing, which is easy for you. You love doing this activity. Maybe like I love walking in the forest. I love walking a dog. I have a big dog. And maybe you love cooking. Maybe you love doing art. Maybe you have other activity which you just love doing and it's enjoyable. And then take a deep breath and close your eyes. And use your memories. You remember that every emotion is a memory living in your body. And just notice, where are you? If you imagine being there, like I imagine being in a forest, what do you see? Like I see tall trees, moss. What do you hear? Like I can hear birds. And what do you feel with your skin? Is there any smell or taste? And notice that when your inner state is aligned with your environment, you are safe and you feel safe. It feels good. Your body loves when your inner state and your immediate surrounding are aligned, when they match. Now notice what is it that you're doing. Like I am walking, I am listening to birds, admiring big trees. What are you doing? If you're cooking, maybe you're chopping ingredients. If you're playing with children, maybe you're on the floor. And notice that when your inner state, your environment, and your actions are aligned, it feels good. Your body loves this. Your body loves when your energy flows without any restriction, when you don't try to suppress anything or pretend. Your body loves to just be in this flow of emotion. Now notice, still stay with the same activity. Notice that you have certain ideas, thoughts, words, stories. Like I know that it's important to be in nature. I believe it. I believe my dog needs to go on walks. So notice, what do you believe? What do you think? What are the ideas? And notice that when your ideas and your physical actions and your inner state, your chemistry, your feelings, and your environment are all aligned, they match, it feels very good. Your body loves it when your ideas, your thoughts are supporting your activity, supporting your chemistry, and they match where you are. Now let's move up a little more. what is so important to you about being in this particular space and doing this particular activity? Why you're doing it? What is your big why? I believe that every life is important. I believe that life is a miracle. So when I'm in a forest, my morals, my beliefs, my actions, my chemistry, physiology, my feelings, and my environment, they all match, so my energy is flowing with ease. And this is what your body loves. And next, be still in this place and do your activity that you enjoy, that is easy for you, you love doing it. The next level, your identity. Who are you? This is not the whole identity. This is not who you are. But in this moment, who are you? I'm a person who loves nature. I am a spiritual being who loves connecting to nature. Who are you when you are doing this? If you love cooking, maybe you know, I am a good cook. So who are you? This is identity. I am. The statement, I am. So when your identity, morals, ideas, actions, chemistry, inner state, feelings, and environment are all aligned, that's when you feel good. Your body loves this. When you give yourself the experience of being fully aligned, you detach from whatever tries to move you into fear and anger and grief and stress. You give yourself this gift of being aligned, being in flow. You return to yourself. And let's move up. Again, if open your eyes, take a deep breath and close your eyes and go right back to this activity that you love doing, which are important, which is important to you. And ask yourself, if I believe that I am a spirit, or I have this spiritual part, just this part which is bigger, higher self, bigger self, how this part of me feels about me doing this activity. And you may discover that when your spiritual essence and your identity and morals and beliefs and actions, physical, real actions, and your chemistry and your inner state and the environment you are in are all aligned. They are flowing together. This is where you feel most yourself. And take a deep breath and come back and open your eyes. And if you are driving, you can always do it. So, think of location. Where I am. What is physical? What is around me? And then ask yourself always this question. This thing that makes me emotional, is it something right here? Or is it in my thoughts, words, news? And just notice it. Then notice what's going on. Are you feel small and it's difficult to speak, difficult to breathe, and maybe your intestines are like, ugh. Or you are like this and have this tension and glare and you want to shout and scream. Is it that you are collapsing and you have no energy? Another emotion which is very common is disgust. Disgust is very important emotion. If you are hungry, if you came across rotten food, you want your body to revolt. You want your so you, even if you try to eat it, you don't want. You cannot. So sickness, sick in your stomach. And guess what? Because this is also emotion of being unsafe. Fear and anger and disgust are very close together neurologically. They are neighbors. And because of this, when people use language and imagery to first create fear and then move people to anger, it's also very, very easy to move them to feeling sick in their stomach, disgusted. But you see, the problem is, again, if you are in this state, in fear, anger, and disgust, compassion and kindness are very far. One important thing that took me a very long time to learn. Morals do not change. Think of morals. What is important to you? What do you believe in? What do you stand for? They don't change. And they are foundation of everything we do. And if you imagine that I'm in a forest and I'm seeing a magnificent deer with big antlers my morals, I will stand in awe. I will feel so blessed to see this creature. Now, you know, of course, there are people who will say, there is a deer. Where is my rifle? Poof! Gone. Do you think that anything I say to this person will change them? Any argument, any reasoning, do you think it's going to change them? And do you think anything they are going to say, do you think they are going to change me? No, because morals do not change. Morals, what you, every time you feel, every time you decide, you use them, morals. So when you go online and you read some outrageous statement and you get angry and you start arguing with them, you are wasting your energy. You only build anger, and then it's sadness, and then it's disgust, and all the chemistry is in your body. But nothing you say, nothing is going to change them because the morals are different. There's different morals. So when you learn to recognize it, when you learn to understand, hey, this person has different morals. What is important to them is just different. In order to do this, you have to understand your morals. So take another deep breath. And I'm going to ask you something very, very difficult. So if you can do it, think about last time you got so angry. You were outraged. You were boiling on the inside. Your blood was boiling. The anger was so big it overwhelmed you. And then imagine, again, floating up and reviewing this from the outside, from a neutral space. Imagine moving white energy through your entire being and just observe. And ask yourself this question: what was so important about being angry? What was so important? And when you answer this question, you will know morals that you have. And the more you understand, the reason I am so outraged is because I witnessed something that violates my morals. It's against my morals. The more you start giving yourself the grace. It's okay to be angry. You just have to process this anger. You just have to move it through your body. To me is when I see an animal or a person who who has some maybe weakness, maybe illness, who needs care. And when I see another person attacking them, when I see people being cruel to animals, to people who need protection, that boils my blood. That if you want to see me very angry, you need to see me when I see people who are cruel. But I also understand that unless I'm physically there, if I'm physically there, I'm going to say something. But if I'm physically, if I can protect physically, I will do it. And anger will give me power. But if it's online, I cannot do anything. They have different morals. And I know that the longer I see it with this anger and run this through my head and drive myself crazy, it's not beneficial. Because my body needs me to process my anger and make a choice. If I see it in person, if I can do something, I'm going to do something because this is my morals. Take a deep breath and think. What to you is a boiling point? What you absolutely will not tolerate? And as you breathe, appreciate it. You see, our emotions are here to inform us. They are here to tell us who we are. And at times, we absorb beliefs, reactions which are not aligned with who we are, which are not aligned with morals. And then in this case, you need to do some inner work to bring it into alignment. Your emotions are your teachers. And the more you learn to just notice them, notice what your body is doing. Notice what is it that you react to. And is it really here right now? Or you are influenced. You are responding to something which is not there. And in this case, you need to be very careful. Dissociate first, notice, check, and then decide. So the more you learn to accept your emotions and just walk yourself through this process, what is it that you see, that I see, hear, or feel right here and now? Right here. What is it that I imagine? Or images that are on internet and so on. What is going on? What kind of emotion I experience? What is going on internally? And then what is it that I'm actually physically doing? Because if you are angry, but you are sitting like this and posting incongruent, you are suppressing it. You need to move it. You need to be active. So is my actions fit? And what are my ideas? What do I believe? And check. And morals. What is so important? Who am I? And then the more you learn to check with the part of you which is wise, which is spiritual part, and then bring this into your ideas, into your actions, into your body, the more your body will love it. We are built for storms. We are built for it. We can tolerate fear and anger and stresses, deal with challenges. But we need to help our body to do it, to move energy, to process the chemistry, and to keep bringing yourself into alignment. So I am going to stop recording and we will talk. Thank you.